If you're watching this, there's a moment you recognize when you feel something in your body and decide not to say it. You're likely a woman who has mastered her external world. You're capable, self-aware, emotionally intelligent, and yet in relationships, something quietly changes. This isn't about attachment styles or communication skills. It's about what happens in your nervous system the moment you start leaving yourself. If you are watching this, you are likely a woman who has mastered her external world. You are logical, you are capable, and you pride yourself on your emotional intelligence. But then you fall in love, or you get into a relationship that matters, and suddenly a glitch appears in your system.
Think about the last time you were sitting across from your partner. Maybe you felt a wave of exhaustion or a quiet disagreement rising in your chest. You had a truth to speak, but before it reached your lips, you felt a hitch in your throat. A slight tightening of the jaw, that familiar rigid lock that tells you to stay quiet.
You didn't speak the truth. Instead, you smiled. You said, "I'm down for whatever you want." In that moment, you didn't just compromise. You performed a cellular disappearing act. You left your body to manage theirs. Today, we are going to look at the spiral signal of self-abandonment. We aren't just going to talk about why you do it. We're going to look at the biological hardware that makes you do it and give you a somatic protocol to stay anchored in your own skin. Today, we are going to look at the spiral signal of self-abandonment, the pattern, the chameleon, and the silent. Let's name the loop. At Spiral Signal, we call this the chameleon effect. For a woman, this feels like an optimization strategy. You think, if I adapt to his moods, if I edit my needs, the relationship will be more efficient. There will be less friction. But let's look at the CYBAM markers of this pattern: the sensation, image, behavior, affect, and meaning. The sensation. It's a sudden, chilling hollowness in your solar plexus. It feels like your internal density is evaporating, leaving you weightless, as if you are floating 2 inches off the chair, untethered from your own reality. The image. You might literally visualize yourself shrinking or becoming translucent.
The behavior. We call it the silent edit. You draft a text 12 times. You delete the part where you say you're hurt. You replace it with a, haha, all good. Jung called this the fusion of the persona. Your cool girl mask or your easygoing mask has become so tight that you've forgotten there is a face underneath it. The Hermetic principle of correspondence tells us, as within, so without. If you are abandoning your needs on the inside, you are projecting a hollow signal to the world. You are literally training your partner to love a person who isn't actually there. This is why no matter how much they reassure you, you never feel truly seen, because the real you is hiding behind the edit. The body, the biology of the fawn response. Now, let's satisfy your logic. Why does your smart brain allow this to happen? Because self-abandonment isn't a character flaw. It is a physiological survival state called the fawn response. Your nervous system has a built-in surveillance system called neuroception. It is constantly scanning the environment for cues of safety or threat. For someone with an abandonment wound or an anxious baseline, a partner's flat face, a shorter than usual text, or a shift in vocal prosody isn't just data. To your lizard brain, it is a life threat. According to social baseline theory,
The human brain assumes proximity to social resources to survive. When that proximity feels threatened, your brain perceives a metabolic crisis, a biological alarm that tells your system it doesn't have the energy to survive alone. It thinks, I cannot afford to be alone. I must bridge this gap at any cost. So your system engages the vagal brake. It suppresses your sympathetic fight energy because fighting might cause a breakup. It suppresses your dorsal freeze because you need to stay engaged. Instead, it forces you into a social engagement mask that is actually a defense mechanism. You aren't being nice. You are in a high arousal survival state where your body has decided that authenticity is too expensive, but compliance might keep you alive. This is why your chest feels tight and your hands get cold while you're saying, it's totally fine, don't worry about it. Your body is screaming the truth while your mask is telling the lie. The recode, the anchor protocol. We interrupt this spiral by reclaiming your physical weight. We call this the anchor protocol. Next time you feel the silent edit happening, I want you to walk through these 5 steps. Step 1. Interrupt the simulation. Notice the thought. I should just agree so they don't get mad. Stop. Label it. This is a fawn response. Step 2. Find your weight. Self-abandonment feels like floating. To stay, you must get heavy. I want you to literally press your heels into the floor. Feel the back of your thighs against the chair. Notice the gravity pulling you down. You are a physical object in space. You are here. Step 3. The sensory scan. Pick one physical texture in your immediate reach. Your denim jeans, the cold glass of water. Focus on that sensation for 5 seconds. This pulls your signal out of your head and back into your nervous system. Step 4. The micro-truth. Do not try to solve the whole relationship in one go. Just speak one small low-stakes truth that has 0 edit. I'm actually a bit cold. I don't really like this song. The goal isn't to start a fight. It's to prove to your nervous system that you can speak and survive. Step 5. Observe the collapse. In quantum metaphors, your anxiety is a wave of what-ifs. When you speak your truth, you collapse the wave into a single point of reality. Notice that you spoke. Notice that you are still breathing. Notice that the world didn't end. Recap plus the new signal. Self-abandonment is a high-cost survival strategy for a low-security life. Pause here. Take a breath. You cannot build a secure attachment on a foundation of missing pieces, and right now, the missing piece is you. Your only job this week is to notice the hitch in your throat. Catch yourself in the act of deleting yourself. When you feel that hollow sensation, remember, you are the anchor. You are the signal. If this felt like a mirror for your own life, comment anchor and share the one truth you've been silently editing lately. It lets me know you're ready to stop disappearing. And if you want to understand the anxious spiral, that 2 a.m. overthinking loop that happens right after you self-abandon, make sure to watch our next video right here. Stay in the signal.